Good morning. I'm Eileen Doherty, Executive Director of the Colorado Gerontological Society. As the director of the society, a nonprofit organization, older adults often tell us they didn't know about many programs and services as well as benefits for which they are eligible. One of our main goals with Senior Answers, in partnership with Legends Radio, is to share information and help you take advantage of these programs. Today we're going to talk about the Telephone Buddy program that is one of the services we offer at the Colorado Gerontological Society. The Telephone Buddy program was originally organized at the beginning of COVID when people were unable to have social connections and come together. Many people were feeling isolated, alone, and fearful. The program is now an ongoing service of the Society. The purpose of the program is to match community volunteers with older adults who provide a regular phone call once or twice a week just to check in, make sure the older adult doesn't have any special needs, and if they do, report those to CGS for follow-up. Today we have Mildred Freeney Hilton, who has been receiving a Telephone Buddy call since the beginning of the program in mid-2020 to talk about it and how it has benefited her over the past 5 years. Welcome, Mildred.
Good morning, Eileen.
So, can you tell us about why you decided to become involved in the Telephone Buddy program?
Well, when I read about the program, I thought it might be a good thing for me because August 2019, my husband William died, and we were married 43 years. So I was alone. And after you become a widow, a lot of people kind of avoid you. They're all there in a crowd in the beginning, but then they just drift away, and you don't get the phone calls or the text or anything like that. And so I decided to join the program to maybe fill in that void a little bit of just someone to talk to.
That is actually one of the major benefits of the program. So that sounds like one of the things you really enjoy is having somebody to talk to. Are there other things that you enjoy about the program?
Well, for me, it's just a good thing to know that I'm going to get this weekly phone call that's not involving me in making medical appointments. I have a lot of health problems and comorbidities. So most of my telephone work is medical appointments and that kind of thing. So I look forward to having the pleasant chit-chat about just everyday things with my buddy.
So what are some of the kinds of things that you and your buddy talk about?
Well, my buddy and I are real different. On paper, we should have never been buddies. She is white. She's from South Africa, the home of apartheid. I'm African American, and I'm from Chicago, so I know about shoveling snow since I was in kindergarten. So we have almost super different backgrounds, but we have so much in common. She is a death doula. I am a sociology professor who specialized in thanatology, which is the sociology and psychology of death and dying. So we talk about courses that she's offering, things that she's doing. And my buddy is 4 or 5 years older than I am, but the more we talk, the more we have in common. We talk about families, we talk about current events, we talk about activities related to death and dying and things that are going on in society that really shine a different kind of light on death and dying than we used to shine in the old days. So we talk about just about everything under the sun.
Well, that's really good because I think that makes for a very beneficial, if you will, phone call and relationship as well. How do you know when your buddy is going to call you?
Oh, we have a schedule. She normally calls on Friday at 11 o'clock. And so if she's got something different going on or I have a doctor's appointment, we will reschedule. But our day is Friday, and we just pick a time and put it in our calendars. And so we agreed the week before what time she's going to call me the next week.
So just for those of you who, listeners who might be thinking about the fact that you would like a telephone buddy, one of the things that we really stress from our end at the society is that there is this sort of scheduled time, because we believe that if both parties, the telephone buddy as well as the older adult, know when this phone call is going to be coming, that you are expecting it, and there won't be the frustration, if you will, of leaving messages and calling back and forth and all of that kind of thing. So that is one of the attributes, if you will, of the program, is to schedule a time. Who gets more out of this relationship, you or the telephone buddy?
Oh, wow. I read that question when you sent it to me, and I think we're 50-50. We're equal. In fact, we just talked this morning, and she's gone over to a senior agency to pitch a new class that she wants to offer. And so we were talking about that, and I was giving her suggestions about formatting the class and how we relate to classes like that in America. So we had a good time with me supporting her course offering and just ideas that I have because of my educational background. And so I would say we're 50-50. We just enjoy talking to each other.
And I might mention that this is Mildred's second buddy. She had another buddy whom she worked with for, 3 or 4 years?
Oh, yeah. I had a long-term buddy who quit. Broke my heart.
Broke our heart, too, because she was one of our star volunteers. But as she told us, she was, advancing in her age as well, and she just needed to do some other things. So we gratefully accepted her resignation from the program, but we're sorry to see her go. So, in your opinion, who do you think could benefit most from joining the Telephone Buddy program?
Well, I especially look at people who look like me and act like me. So I think of widows, women who were married, and especially 43 years like me, long term, and suddenly they're alone. So I think anyone could benefit, because sometimes people can be living with other people. There can be a little crowd there, but maybe you can't talk to them in the way that you talk to your buddy and have that fun conversation. And so anyone who needs to talk to someone would benefit. But my personal focus is women who are widowed.
Okay. And I think over the years, we've run this program now about 5-6 years, and we have had a large number of people who have joined us. We've had people who have had to move to a different housing situation, who don't know anybody, and see this as a way to stay engaged. We've had people from all over the state who have joined us. Our volunteers are trained. They go through a training program. We do a CBI check. They do report regularly to our office. We do periodically also check in with the volunteer and the older adult, just to make sure, again, that everything is going well. Is there any other information that you would like to share?
I think that having a buddy is beneficial to me, because it gives me something to look forward to, and I would let people know that when they first get a buddy, the buddy doesn't have to walk like them, talk like them, come from the same background that they come from, and they can still have a good time talking to this buddy, and they can, in talking, find the things that they have in common. And it may be the adult children, some of whom are acting right, some of whom may not be acting right. It may be the neighbors that they have, and the people that just, if they're widowed, people just kind of turn away from them. Now, my buddy is divorced. She's not widowed. Like I said, we don't have on paper a ton in common, but in exploring each other's backgrounds and activities, we have tons of things in common, and we really enjoy talking to each other. And by the way, Eileen, this is actually my third buddy.
Oh,
when
okay.
I started the program, I got a buddy, but I only had that buddy a very short period of time, and I don't know what happened, but she quit. Then I got my new buddy. So I also would caution people, if things don't work out with the buddy, you need to let Eileen know, this buddy, we're just not clicking. I need a new buddy. And I don't think you'd be opposed to that, Eileen, because you want people to get the maximum benefit from the buddy program.
Yes, we definitely want to know. And again, we don't always know because we do, an interview, but it's a very short interview when we interview both the older adult as well as the telephone buddy. And so we're using our best judgment, if you will, to make sure that we've done a good placement. But many times we also don't get that right on the first time. So we're very, very happy if people give us a call back. I would also like to just mention, since we have a little bit of extra minute or so here, is that the Society currently has a mental health counseling program, but it's only for Denver residents, and it's short-term counseling. We do have licensed clinicians who are part of the program. You get somewhere between 10 and 12 telephone visits with the mental health counselor. And again, we focus more on things like grief, loss, anxiety, that kind of thing. If there are things like, major depression or major chronic illness, those are things that we're not really able to help with. We can make referrals, but they're not part of our regular program. So thank you, Mildred, for joining us. If you want to be a telephone buddy, or if you need a telephone buddy, call Chris at our office at the Colorado Gerontological Society at 303-333-3482. And before we go today, I'd like to invite all of you to join us at the Salute to Seniors on August the 23rd from 9:30 to 3 at the Greek Event Center, 4610 East Alameda in Denver. The event will be in person. We have about 75 vendors, a classic car show, free food and ice cream, chair yoga, a tour of the Annunciation Cathedral, and that's the church with the large gold dome on Alameda and Colorado Boulevard, and much more to entertain you for the day. Pre-registration is suggested at www.senioranswers.org, but not required. And we're doing a virtual salute for those of you who can't join us in person on August the 24th from 11:30 to 1. I also want to remind everyone that if you have not filed your senior housing income tax credit and your TABOR refund, you have until October 15th, 2025 to get both refunds to help with the high cost of living and housing. You can go to our website or call 303-333-3482 to have a copy of the forms mailed to you. Later in July, we'll also have some volunteers who can help you fill out the forms, so we'll bring you more information soon. As always, if you have questions or you need a telephone buddy, call 303-333-3482. We hope you have found this information helpful, and a big thank you to our guest, Mildred Freeney Hilton, for joining us today. A special thank you as well to Sam's Club Denver for their financial support. And lastly, thank you to Legends Radio for making this possible.